back to She Sparks Live, episode 9, topic retaining relationships. I'm super excited as we have our special guest, Raina Le Duc, with us today. Hello, Raina.
Hi.
Thank you very much for coming. So for this episode, just to spark off, I would love to ask you, Raina, would you rather go 30 days without your phone or never have dessert again for the rest of your life?
That's a tough one.
So no phone for 30 days or no dessert for the rest of your life.
I think I'd go for the no dessert because I know it's so bad for me anyway. And without my phone, how could I ever communicate with anybody? That'd be horrible.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for 30 days,
Yeah.
so no dessert, no suckers, no
Yep.
cake, no.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I
Us?
should do that anyway.
And Raina is with Schooley Mitchell of St. Spark. And so Raina, share with us what's your passion and what sparked your journey to where you're at today.
Oh, there's so many things. So my passion is to be a light to those around me.
Which you are.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I really have a passion for that and just being the best I can be for those around me and helping their life to be better. And how I got to this journey of life is just all these experiences that I've gone through. And I've tried to look at my experiences as learning and as education and as growth instead of trials and struggles and sorrows, and because some of them have been, but I've really been able to see the good in them too.
I love that. And I absolutely agree with you 100%. You are totally that. And so you chose the topic retaining relationships, Raina. So what does this topic mean to you? And why did you decide this to be one thing that we discuss?
I love relationships. I love people because we are not an island unto ourselves. We are together with other people, and that's how we become. This is very important because that's really the crux of, I mean, it's easy to go, meet somebody. Basically, you can meet people anywhere, but to retain the relationship and maintain that and have that other person feel your love and feel your intent toward them is really important to me. So,
and for me, retaining relationships, I see that there's two different types of relationships. There's our personal relationships and there's our professional relationships. And so let's start with the personal relationships, Raina. What are some ways or skills or just some stories that you have to tell about ways that you've retained personal relationships?
Well, that's a great question. So I think of my kids. Basically, I have 6 children. My husband has 7, so we have 13 children altogether.
And you have how many grandbabies? You just told me.
19.
19.
We'll have 21 by the end of the
Young
summer.
grandparents.
Yeah, so it's really fun. I love it. So the way we retain those relationships is just keeping contact and letting them know, reaching out to them and letting them know that we love them and making sure we have their birthdays. We call them on their birthdays. We send them something on their birthdays that they feel special, and we try to FaceTime them, and we try to get together a lot. We have family reunions, and we have holidays. And my husband's amazing at loving holidays and just getting together and being together.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And what about the professional side? What do you feel like is the best way to retain those relationships in business?
And I think that goes for the same thing, really, is reaching out to them. Right now I'm a part-time health coach at Balance of Nature, and I have the highest retention there.
Yes!
Thank you. Yeah, but I really just attribute it to, loving my clients. Yes. I think that's the biggest thing, is loving them. And when they have a birthday, we send them a letter and a gift card. When they're having a down day, like a lot of my clients are elderly and maybe their spouse has passed away or their aunt or something, and we'll send them a note. We'll send them a handwritten letter. I think personalizing and making sure that people know that you care about them.
Yeah, because we're in the tech world now in 2019, so that personal letter, like you said, that does mean a lot, and not a lot of people are doing it. It does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit, Raina, about what you do at Schooley Mitchell.
Oh, I love what we do at Schooley Mitchell. So we help businesses save money in ways that you never thought you could. So, you talk about fixed costs in your business.
Yeah.
So obviously your rent is a fixed cost, your utilities, but part of those utilities may be, your cell phone services, your telecom, internet, things like that, your merchant service fees, your shipping fees, your waste management fees. All of those we can actually renegotiate for people in their business, and 80% of the time we save them at least 25%.
I love
which
that.
is so exciting.
I love that. That is awesome. And they actually just came and did a sales training for us a couple weeks ago on your profession, and just educated in ways to save money and techniques. And I learned a lot from that sales training that you did. And so in Schooley Mitchell, Raina, what are some ways that you guys keep your customers from coming back and retaining those relationships and just having a high retention rate?
Well, we have what we call added value, distinct value type articles that we send to them. Things that will help them in their industry. It doesn't have anything to do with Schooley Mitchell and what we can do, for them, but it's just different articles that will help them and help them be able to grow in their business in little ways or big ways. So I really love that. Being able to put them on what we call a pulse, and that's where they get little emails every other week or every month, and we ask them, do you want this? And it gives them just little reminders of what they can do to help their business.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about what you do at Schooley Mitchell?
My favorite thing?
Yeah.
Well, I would say when I see them, like when we come back with the first analysis of what they can save, I can see their wheels turning on all these things that they can implement saving this money. For instance, a client that we have, now they're able to implement training for their employees. So they pay for this sales training to help them. Also being able to just give back to the community more, to the community. So I think that's my favorite part about it, is seeing what they can do and what their dreams, like they're able to fulfill their dreams and their vision.
Yeah, I think that's fabulous. And you just think about it, whether you're a business owner or not, think of all of the expenses you have, like you said, you have, whether it's, for me, it's QuickBooks, my emailing system, you're just all these little tiny sources that we use, it does add up. And sometimes you lose control of how much your expenses are. And it's really cool that there's a source like Schooley Mitchell that you can go to. You don't right off the bat pay anything out of pocket. They come in, they observe your business, they see where the money's coming out at, and they just, again, they negotiate with those type of services to see what they can save you money on, and then it kind of goes, your guys' services kind of go from there. So I love that. So again, the topic, retaining relationships. What do you think, other than maybe letters or birthdays, what are some better ways that we can improve on this topic?
Well, I think when we meet people even, or we're going into a relationship, whether it's professionally or personally, that we ask lots of questions. We want to be interested in the person. Don't be interesting, be interested.
And we just did, that was, I think, episode 6.
Yeah. I love that. And it really makes sense, because if you don't know somebody's wishes and dreams and wants and their background, how can you reach out and give them what they want or what they're needing?
Of course.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest part.
I love that. And do you mind, I just want to hear from your words, share the story of how you and I met and retained our relationship to kind of where it's at today. Do you mind sharing that story? I would love to hear your words of how we kind of...
Okay, so I was in Cancun. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Craig and I were in Cancun, and I was on my Facebook, and Sarah had actually posted something about She Sparks, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. There's a women's group in St. George. So I asked her about it. What is this? And we were texting back and forth. And so I came to a meeting. I was her guest. So I got to meet you, and you asked me, well, how about we go to lunch? And I'll pay for your lunch. And I said, okay, that'd be great. So we went to lunch together, and then the next time we set up another appointment, and I paid for your lunch. So that was awesome. And you just were so interested in me. It was really fun to you've given me a lot of confidence.
Well, thank you.
Because you were interested in what my dreams were, and you've helped me be able to fulfill some of those, which is awesome.
And then we went to lunch a third time, and we paid for ourselves. Yeah, I see in the business world, and I would love to know your thoughts, Raina, on this. It is important to be interested and not interesting, because whether you were going to be a member or not, we don't sell to each other. We can sell to each other, and it will come. But the purpose of business is to sell through each other, to get the word of mouth, to thrive in that. And again, that's kind of an example of what you can do of being interested and not interesting is take someone to lunch, buy their lunch, and then say, hey, you're going to buy my lunch. And then just really get to know that person and retain that relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, is there any other education or knowledge that you would like to share to our listeners about Schooley Mitchell or the topic retaining relationships?
Well, the one thing about Schooley Mitchell that I love is that we don't just do the analysis one time. Over a 3-year period, we do that either monthly or quarterly or even weekly if it's a shipping type thing. So I love that we are constantly watching your back. Like we are
that's nice.
Watchdogs. I kind of look at it that way, So I really love
bounty
that.
hunters.
Yeah,
of our money. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we fight for you. We are not in business with anyone. We're in business with you, and that's who we're working for.
Well, the more money you save us, the more money you get, but the more money we save.
Right.
I
love that too. Yes. And I love that it's on contingency. So unless we can save you money, you don't pay us.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's really fun. And then personally, I really love the ARC triangle. I've explained that a little bit in our trainings, but having for relationships, when you have affinity with someone and you are interested in them and you have this relationship and affinity for them, then that helps. It helps to increase your relationship, which helps increase your communication. Yeah. So communication is huge.
Right. Yeah. Especially when getting to know someone.
Right.
And retaining relationships. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. That is a whole new topic itself. So especially as a comm major. Yeah. So and Rachel's a comm major too. So let's dive into She Sparks business. So you are a member of She Sparks, and we love having you as a member. You provide so much value and education to our members. Tell me, how has She Sparks business helped you professionally and personally?
Well, personally, like I mentioned, it's just given me more confidence. I actually was married for 29 years and went through a divorce, which was really hard on my heart because, it's just a hard thing to go through. So I had a lot of confidence issues going on, and just going through like that was hard, but coming back to women, women are so important. I used to be around women all the time, and in the workforce I was near women, but we're working, but just being near women who love you and who are encouraging you and saying you can do this and giving you great advice, it's really helped me a lot.
I love that.
And professionally, it's helped us tremendously because we've met so many amazing people that we're able to help. So it's so fun.
In what you've done for us. And so for those who have never been to an event or has not experienced,
it's amazing. All the women in there are amazing. I love each one of them, and they're so inspiring, and we all have different stories to tell, but we can all relate because we all have a passion for helping others. That's what I've noticed is we have this common bond of helping others, and we love people. So
and we all rise together. We really do. And so our next event is this Thursday, April 18th from 9:30 to 11:30. This is for members and non-members. And women, we are super excited as the Easter Bunny will be bringing an excellent surprise for you. So if you have not come to experience our community, please do so. Again, this is episode 9, Retaining Relationships, and we'll see you at episode 10.
Bye!